Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Holistic Witch's Cottage. My name is Melissa, and today we're going to talk about how everything is connected. Or at least I'm going to try to find some connections because this week I'm feeling a little bit disconnected. So we'll start with a recap from last time. So I think the last podcast I did was one of those yoga and time breaks, which was a yoga flow that went along with the Proverbs Lenten series study I'm doing called Ashes. Now, I don't want to repeat over and over what Ashes is about. If you're interested, you can go on my Yoga and Time group on Facebook and check that out because I'm up to day 5 of the 40-day study, and all the recap of that is there. But I think that was the last podcast, and since then we had February 17th, which is the new lunar year, and we are in the year of the horse, or the year of the fire horse. And I had all these people reaching out to me and saying, oh, we're shedding the snake, we're shedding all these horrible things. What is going to happen? Nothing happened. Nothing miraculous happened on the 17th. Well, I don't think we were guaranteed that it was going to be like a wave of the wand, a snap of the fingers, and we were going to be in a new 5D universe. But I think some people were advertising it that way. So it seems like a bit of a letdown for some people. Life at the cottage has pretty much been mid-winter, mid-February life. We did have a bit of a warm-up, so I got that new cool electric-charged Moon Cool trike out and rode a few miles, and that felt awesome. Then over the weekend, we started a much-needed project of repainting our ceilings. Now the plan was to do the entire level, and we didn't get it done. We didn't make it, but we did get the kitchen and the mudroom and the living room. It all took much longer than we had anticipated. I was feeling a bit sore after that, and I'm sure hubby was too. We're getting up there in years, and climbing up and down on the ladders and doing that type of work isn't as easy as it used to be. Now, hubby's telling me that it's the first time we've done the ceiling since we put up new ceiling tile. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that's how he remembers it, so I'm gonna go with it. That was a challenging project, and the kitchen was even a little more so. So I'm happy to have that done. You know, people think, oh, the cottage life, it's so magical, it's so wonderful, there's no work. Honestly, there's a lot of work. When I put these posts up about these like starter upper cottage, rural country homes that you can get into for less than $25,000, especially with the standard prices of real estate right now, there's going to be work involved in your cottage dream. I'm not saying it's not unattainable. I'm saying there's going to be work. If you're somebody who's been blessed with $1 million to buy something brand new that's all been landscaped and done professionally, then maybe your path will be a little different than mine was. But we're to that point where we've been in the cottage for over 20 years, and, you know, some things are starting to need updated and a little bit of maintenance and a little bit of freshening up, but those fresh paints of coat, because we did 3 rooms, made a huge difference. So I'm hoping we can get the rest of it done soon. The weather turned. We had another winter storm, and I don't want to do painting in this kind of weather. It's kind of difficult to keep the windows open in winter storm weather. So I think that's basically the recap. I'm sure there's some other little incidental things that happened, but probably not worth mentioning. Maybe they'll pop up as I move into the new stuff. So the big thing is I'm working on this series called Ashes. I think my hubby almost dreads anytime I start a new series like this. I try to pair reading or knowledge or some type of meditation, contemplation, study with yoga and movement. And for me, that often triggers a toxin release, which triggers nightmares. And that has been happening. So that hasn't been so pleasant. And then there's been a little bit of community drama too. And I don't want to get into too much on that, but sometimes peopling is too much for me. I would much rather stay here cozy at the cottage, but I know there's jobs in the community that need done, so we try to help out with that as much as we can. So I'm up to day 5 in my Proverbs study called Ashes, and some of the key words that have popped up for me have been obviously like wisdom, knowledge, understanding. I've had some peaks and some revelations, and I've had some pretty hard triggers too. So today I read a post on Facebook. It was a witchy post. I wish I had written down who wrote it. I lost track of it. She uses just one of like the witchy names, Witchy in the Woods or something like that. And she was talking about the lack of empathy in society right now, and how social media algorithms seem to reward bad behavior and punish empathy or completely ignore those of us that are empathetic. And I wrote my story a little bit, and we commiserated a little bit. But after that, it was neat because I got like 25 empathetic type, support type memes right in a row. Not that people were sending them to me, that just the algorithm was putting them up. So if you feel like your social media is just dragging you down, maybe write a post like that about algorithm is punishing those who are empathetic or punishing those who care about others. And maybe it'll give you a reset, because it actually gave me a reset today, and I was really happy to see that. I'd much rather see positive, uplifting, supportive posts than a lot of the garbage that I usually get. And I know some other people feel that way because you reach out to me and talk to me about it. I will continue to plug through Proverbs. I knew I would hit some chapters along the way that would be difficult for me, and some that will be uplifting. So if you are participating in that, just try to stick with the process. I'm available on the group for anybody who needs to talk. Only a couple people have reached out to me. Not sure how many people are really doing that. At the beginning of a Lenten study, a lot of people reach out, yeah, do another study, please, please, please. And then, it dwindles by the end, just like church attendance. But it's cool. I need to do it for my own well-being. I need to do it as well. So I'm going to stick with that. So it kind of takes me back to the 5D thing. People are saying, like, I'm seeing glimpses of the 5D, but they won't explain or demonstrate what that means in any way. I don't know if 5D is tied to patriarchal wisdom, or I don't know if 5D is tied more to emotional empathy of the feminine construct, but whatever 5D is, I wish it would come soon because things have been pretty rough lately. So I guess that's all I will say about that. There's just a lot of anger and weirdness and hate in the world. I'm going to stay from all the political stuff. I talk about it a little bit on Facebook. I'm going to avoid it here today. So one thing I did see today on Facebook was it is National Banana Bread Day. I shared that. I put a little post. There are certain things that people reach out to me about other than just yoga and herbal and general witchy advice. But I get asked about hexes, which I don't do. I get asked about sweetening spells, which I can do, and it usually involves a yummy treat produced in my kitchen. And I get questions about fertility spells. So, strangely enough, I looked up the magical correspondences for the major ingredients in banana bread, and bananas correspond with prosperity, masculinity, and fertility. So, I'm not a doctor, I'm not diagnosing, but if there is a fertility issue that might be on the masculine side, then banana recipes might be a possible magical go-to for that. Now, if you're having fertility issues on the feminine side, cherries, avocados, and apples can be helpful, but we'll stick with banana bread today since it's National Banana Bread Day. So as I went through the correspondence, the big one is banana corresponds with prosperity, masculine energy, and fertility. Now, when I make banana bread, I like to add ginger to mine. Ginger and cinnamon. Remember, I usually don't use cinnamon because of allergies. But ginger and cinnamon are boosters. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying to bring about or manifest, both of those can bring more. They'll bring abundance to whatever you're doing. So if you're trying to bring about a fertility spell, using banana as an ingredient, ginger or cinnamon can enhance that and bring about more, whatever that means in your life. Okay? So then just the other general ingredients that you usually see in banana bread, you're probably going to use some kind of flour or oat depending on your own dietary needs. Maybe you're using wheat flour, maybe you're using rice flour, maybe you're substituting with something else. There'll be some kind of binder, probably eggs, but some people use applesauce. You'll use some kind of leavening. I use Chucky, so I use sourdough for my leavening, but some call for soda, baking soda, some call for baking powder and salt. And then whatever you're using for your sweetening. You're using? I think I actually just said the word using. That's weird. Whatever you're using for your sweetening. So maybe you're using sugar, Splenda. One recipe I consulted called for just brown sugar. Some called for a mix. Whatever you're using is fine. There are many banana bread recipes out there in the world. So whichever one you're using is fine. Knowing and matching food correspondences to things you want to bring about in your life can be helpful. So let's say you are using your banana bread for a fertility enhancer. Then when you're stirring your batter clockwise, you'll think your intention or speak your intention into the stirring. If you're using the banana bread to bring about abundance, then the same thing. You're going to whisper or think that intention into the batter. We use heat as a catalyst, so probably most of you are baking the banana bread in an oven, but maybe you have one of those little bread makers that I've never bothered to own. Maybe you're like my friend down south who doesn't have a kitchen. She does everything outside on the fire with a Dutch oven. However you're preparing your banana bread, you can use it to bring about whatever you wish within abundance, masculine energy, or fertility. So I didn't actually make banana bread because I don't have any bananas in the house. Maybe I'll make some later in the week. I'm down here in the Spokio as I'm talking to you, and I'm looking at some things that are on my apothecary shelf. I'm seeing a lot of dried calendula, and I'm wondering if maybe I want to add calendula to my next recipe. Just for a little dream power, just for a little boost. I actually have made calendula bread before, and the petals can be quite sweet if you pick them just when they're starting to get rich in color, when they're starting to get bright in color. And I've done the same with dandelions, and maybe that's something. Maybe that's something I'll update you on the next time on the cottage. So I'm glancing around the Spokio, looking to see if there's anything else extraordinary to talk about as far as cottage life, and it's been chilly, my friends. I had a few days of temperatures that were in the 40s, got up near the 50s. That's when I got the bike out, but it's chilly again. We're back, around 10 degrees, and it's windy and there's fresh snow. I respect and love all the seasons, but I will be pleased when spring comes back. I will be happy. So the other thing I guess I could talk about would be March 2nd is Read Across America Day, commemorating the birthday of Dr. Seuss. In my former life, I was an early childhood major and an elementary school teacher, and I've had other teaching gigs along the way in libraries and community programs and social services programs and different things. But something that's always been near and dear to my heart is that March 2nd celebration of Dr. Seuss's birthday. So this topic came up. I was talking about, I actually wasn't talking about the book Green Eggs and Ham. I said something like, I could do green eggs and ham, or maybe just green eggs for the Read Across America party. And the comment was something about, we have the book. Somebody will read it. I'm like, no, not read the book. I mean, make green eggs and ham, and the look. The look was priceless. So you can tell, who has a history of teaching and working with little kids for, in my case, it's close to 40 years now. And who doesn't have so much experience with these types of things. So my other recipe for the day, I think I will talk a little bit about green eggs and ham. Eggs can be another prosperity and abundance enhancer. I'm actually staying away from meat, so I think I'm going to skip the ham part. But if that's your thing, it's cool. But I think I'm going to skip the meat. And there are different ways to do this. Okay, so I was telling a story that many years ago when I was working in an elementary school, they drew names to see who got stuck doing certain unpopular tasks. And I got the task of doing the green eggs and ham project. So I had to do a buffet table of green eggs and ham, which required the preparation of 12 dozen eggs. And then they had purchased ham cubes from a deli. So at least I didn't have to do too much with the ham other than put it in cute shapes and spell out letters and words with the cubes. But so I had to process 12 dozen, 144 eggs. A couple broke. So, you end up with what you end up with. There are different ways to do it. At one school, I was asked to scramble them and serve them with like chip-chopped ham. Like back in the 80s and 90s, that was like the thing. Chip-chopped ham, very thin. So scrambling eggs with chip-chopped ham and adding green food coloring. That was the standard fare of Dr. Seuss's birthday celebration. That's changed over the years. So now I see the more popular one is you can still use the food coloring thing, but because of new food guidelines, they're getting away from that. So I think what I might do, if I can locate some nice avocados before that, is do the avocado method. So if I do them, I'm probably only going to do a dozen for the party I'll be attending. So, you do a dozen, you hard boil those eggs, and then, remove the shell. And those of us in the witchy world hang on to those shells. I'm looking at a jar of eggshells right now. Hang on to your shells because we use them for other things. They're good in the garden too. And let those eggs cool and cut them in half and scoop the yolks out. You're going to put the yolks into a bowl, and the new no food color version of doing green eggs for Dr. Seuss's birthday is to add avocados. And again, I think I said as far as fertility spells, avocados are up there. Avocados, cherries, and apples for feminine fertility issues in the witchy world. So my plan, I believe, is to whip the egg yolks with avocado and maybe a little bit of mayo if I need, more creamy binder in that. And then load it into my big, whatever the name of that thing is that I do frosting in. I'm sure my husband, if he was here, he'd say, I can't believe you forgot the name of that. I don't know. My big old pastry bag with the cute tips, and I think I might make some fancy, beautiful green deviled eggs for Dr. Seuss's birthday. I'm sure that will freak people out and upset people, and yay! Yay! I'm feeling a little wicked this week, so maybe we'll in the spirit of wicked, I'll do some green eggs for Dr. Seuss's birthday. So that could be fun and funny and weird, and it's all good. So I think that's like the big stuff. That's like the high point for the week. Continuing with the ashes study, trying to do 30 minutes to an hour of yoga and strength work every day. The other crazy thing I'm doing, because I've had a lot of tightness in my hips, when I do these kind of studies, I release a lot of stored toxins in my hips. So I've been stacking yoga blocks up on the tables upstairs. Like I have, I don't even know what you call it. It's like a sidebar kind of table. Of course, I have the living room table. I kind of started there, and that one's kind of low. So I padded it with a block, so I'll just stand there in the living room. I'll lift one leg and I'll support it on the table on a block. So now I can get my legs way above perpendicular now. So the goal is to do a full extension, a full split with these old damaged legs and hips by the end of this study. And hopefully, if I can release all that toxicity in the connective tissue, I can move on to a happy life and be more flexible. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I hope so. So, looking around, I don't see much else. I don't think we have any extreme plans for the weekend. Everything is dependent upon the weather. I'm sure we will have another farmer's market visit in our near future. I love at the Mennonite market now. I absolutely love their mix. They use coconut powder, some kind of coconut creamer for this, a powdered creamer, and they make cappuccino, bulk amounts of cappuccino mixes, which I've been buying like crazy. So hopefully in my next farmer's market visit, I will be trying a different flavor of the coconut-based cappuccino mixes. The last one, I guess the first one I did was peppermint and chocolate. Then I did chocolate and raspberry. Who knows what will be next, but maybe I'll get to tell you next time. We're up around the 26-minute mark. It's mostly been a recap. I haven't had too many people reach out to me. I think you're all as exhausted as I am by winter and just the general things that are happening in the universe. Wherever you are, I wish you well. If you're doing ashes, try to hang in. If you need to take a break, it's okay, but try to keep going with some movement. Just keep moving. Keep moving, keep growing, don't give up. And I'm looking at my cute knickknacks and my cute things, my little happy alpaca cup, my weird plastic plants, and nothing's inspiring me for another topic today. So I think I will leave it at that. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I wish you well. Blessings on your path, blessings on your journey. Be strong, be smart, be wise, be brave. Bye-bye.